Right, so I'm actually kind of getting a little tired about talking about Justin Trudeau and all the liberal gaffes and mistakes and all this kind of stuff, but given the fact that he's still somehow doing so well in the polls, I'm going to have to keep talking about it. But like I said, I am getting a little bit tired of it because just the amount of crazy, unprecedented, hypocritical stuff that they're doing is absolutely off the charts. But it just goes to show that people on the left, and I mean to a lesser degree the right, but especially the left, they're willing to look past any amount of corruption, scandals, anything bad, any contradictions in their leader or their own stances to get their ill-gotten goods, and that's really what the left is based in. But so Justin Trudeau apparently needs 2 planes to run his campaign. And again, Justin Trudeau is very big on, talking about how we need to combat climate change, and we need to do things about climate change. Be it he's flying around in not 1 but 2 planes. All the other candidates, it might only be Scheer is the only other one that even needs a plane or has a plane. But I know Bernier flies commercial, but Scheer gets by with 1 plane, and they say that the second plane is needed to transport equipment. Well, why not just truck the equipment around? It's not like they're running, multiple events, in completely different areas of the country and on the same day. At least I don't think they are. And I mean, there'd be no reason to need to do that. I mean, there's not that many areas of the country that you even need to campaign in. Like, he knows he's going to lose Alberta and Saskatchewan, so he showed up in Edmonton, but there's no point in showing up there. He's going to spend. The NDP usually do the best in BC. The Bloc get a decent amount in Quebec, but he's still going to win Quebec. And then Ontario's the real battleground. So the Maritimes to a smaller degree too is a battleground. But so you really don't need an extra plane. Like, you could just truck it overnight. Like, you can get pretty well across the country in a day span if you're have 2 guys and they're working 6 or 8 hour shifts driving. But so it really makes no sense. And let's say that it isn't even realistic. Let's say trucking isn't even realistic. Well, would you not want to? The thing that I can't stand about the climate alarmists is that some of them will acknowledge that the climate alarmism may be going a little overboard, but they have this idea of, we'll just, we want to set an example for the rest of the world or the rest of the country. But yet, a perfect example here to, quote unquote, set an example, and they're not doing it. So, it's just another one of it seems like hundreds of examples now of, if you really cared about climate change, you wouldn't be flying around in 2 planes. You'd be flying around in 1, and you'd fly commercial if you could. But he's not doing that. So it's very hypocritical, and it really goes to show that they don't care about the climate. Like I said before, I have to keep saying, because still the majority of the population still thinks that climate change is this big issue. Before we can even discuss whether or not climate change is as big of an issue as the climate change alarmists think, they first need to establish that they're actually practicing what they're preaching. Because, nobody would, let's say you're wanting to go on a diet. No one would follow a diet that the person who suggests the diet doesn't follow. Not only that, if they did the opposite. Like, if they said, never eat fast food, that's all you got to do to lose weight or do whatever you want to do with your diet, and they eat fast food every day, like, would you listen to them? Like, you'd be insane to listen to them. And all these climate alarmists that they fly around on their private jets lecturing people about climate change, it's like, I don't think you could, if you literally were trying to become more of a hypocrite on climate change, like if you were physically trying, I don't think you could do it. And that just goes to show the extent to where things are at nowadays. But I wanted to make a video about this because I thought it was a decent issue, and like I said, the Canadian elections are coming up, and we can't afford. I don't think the Scheer Conservatives are really very good, but we definitely can't afford another 4 or 5 years of Justin Trudeau. So, if you liked the video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.